Okay, the meeting is being streamed live.
Great. Good morning, everyone. I'm calling the Insurance and Real Estate Committee meeting to order today, Thursday, January 12th at 9 a.m. My name is Representative Carrie Wood, and I'm happy to be here. Going on to point number 2, remarks from the chair. This meeting today is a meeting to raise concepts. These concepts do not have language affiliated with them yet. What we're doing here today is giving the LCO the ability to write these bills, and then we'd work on them together and have a public hearing and keep them moving through the process. So a vote here today, a yes vote or a no vote, doesn't necessarily mean you are supporting anything specific. These are just concepts that will be raised, and I appreciate everyone participating this morning. Pass it over to my co-chair, Senator George Cabrera.
Good morning, Representative Wood. Good morning, everyone. My name is George Cabrera, represent the 17th Senate District in Connecticut, and I'm very much looking forward to a productive meeting. And let's get started, I guess.
Great. Moving on to number 3 on the agenda, concepts to be raised. Number 1 is an act concerning electronic notifications for prior authorizations. Do I have a motion to raise that concept?
So moved.
Second?
Seconded.
In discussion? Seeing none, I'd like a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Number 2, an act concerning Access Health CT. Is there a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 3, an act concerning notices to insurance customers. Is there a motion?
Aye.
A second?
Senator Marks, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 4, an act concerning association health plans. Is there a motion to raise that concept?
Raised.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 5, an act concerning insurance mandate reviews and fiscal notes. Is there a motion?
Raised.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Oh, sorry, any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Number 6, an act concerning federal hospital transparency law. Is there a motion?
Raised.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 7, an act concerning evicted persons' property. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Madam Chair, I have just a question. As far as this bill goes, if somebody can provide the rationale for how this falls under the purview of the real estate committee, I'm not going to object. I'm fine with it even going on consent, but I was just wondering that rationale, if you may.
Sure. Well, this is the Insurance and Real Estate Committee, and we are dealing with issues related to real estate. In this case, there are issues going on around the state around evictions and people's personal property, where that property goes, how long it's in possession, the cost of that possession, and lots of other things. So it has been brought to our attention here on the committee that this is something that we should explore. The Insurance and Real Estate Committee, I think, has cognizance over things that would fall under other committees as well. Real estate issues may get transferred to the Housing Committee. Some of the healthcare cost containment stuff we're working on may get transferred to the Public Health Committee. So I think our cognizance is very broad and may certainly work in other committees as well. So it is a real estate side of the committee, and it's something that we would happily take on, but it may get transferred somewhere else after us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 8, an act concerning tax abatements. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Do we have a motion to raise an act concerning drug affordability boards?
Aye.
Second,
Second.
And
any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Number 10, an act concerning non-compliant landlords. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Number 11, an act concerning the reduction of assessments on the exchange to reduce premiums. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
Any discussion? We'll take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any opposition? Motion carries. Number 12, an act concerning promoting competition in contracts between health carriers and healthcare providers. Do we have a motion?
Raised.
Do we have
Second.
a second? Right?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 13, an act concerning expanding the scope of service for certain practitioners.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Madam Chair, can I weigh in? This is not of the cognizance of this committee. I think this is a public health committee. The scope is reviewed through the public health committee. So I do think that this is not supposed to be in this committee. It may have been a mistake.
Okay, we did have a member of this committee raise this concept. Is this something that your committee is working on, Senator?
Correct.
Okay, so can we table this number 13? Is that how this works, or do we pull it from the agenda? Why don't we do that for now, and we can always revisit this concept if we find that we need to do it through this committee. Thank you, Senator.
I
Thank
think
you.
that works. Yes.
Number 14, an act concerning site of service.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any opposition? Motion carries. Number 15, an act concerning banning pay for delay. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 16, an act concerning the override of step therapy for certain mental health conditions. Do we have a motion?
So move, Senator Anwar.
Do we have a second?
Senator Mark, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions. Motion carries. Number 17, an act concerning common interest owned communities. Do we have a motion?
Raised.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Number 18, an act concerning electronic insurance notifications. Do we have a motion?
Raised.
Second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 19, an act concerning notifications of proper permitting prior to a sale. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Madam Chair, could you just summarize, I didn't have much in my notes, what this bill is about?
Sure. The concept would be to explore with a lot of the very quick home sales that are going on right now. A lot of people are purchasing homes that have things done to them where the owner has not taken out the proper permit. For example, one of the big common things is you buy a home and the basement will have a bathroom and a rec room finished. The home is then purchased and the new homeowners are told by the town that the permits have not been taken out by the previous homeowner and they have to take that stuff out of their home. This would just potentially be a line or a box in the forms that you fill out when you do go to transact a house that says you have properly taken out permits and approvals through the municipality for any work that has been done to your home or any fixtures on the property.
Okay, looking forward to that draft bill language and then the discussion as well. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 20, an act concerning fair rent commissions. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Senator
Do we have a
Marks.
second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair, another question. Is the rationale on this bill that it's under our purview is that it has to do with rent that is received from real estate? Is that the connection here? It's a little far for me. I'm trying to make the reach, but.
Yeah, no, thank you for that question. The concept would be to explore the population number within a town that would be mandated to have a fair rent commission and potentially looking at lowering that number.
I'm sorry, that wasn't obvious to me before, but thank you for that clarification.
And again, this is a concept. So if we find that there are other things that we would need to ask LCO to look at within this fair rent commission title, we can certainly do that with the members on the committee. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 21, an act concerning private equity and hospice ownership. Do we have a motion?
Motion raised. Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair, again, if you could explain to me how, I know we do insurance, but how this falls under the purview of the Insurance and Real Estate Committee as well, if you may.
Sure. And again, this may be something that would be transferred to another committee, but in the summer of 2021, we held an informational forum on cost drivers and cost containment. And what came out of that were things like private equity ownership, consolidations, and other things that could potentially be driving up costs in our care. The ownership of hospice facilities through private equity has been in the news lately about just private equity investing in this type of business. And end of life care, it's very sensitive, very expensive, and we're looking to do the best that we can for people in this situation. Having it be driven by money and some sort of return on investment, maybe it's something that we need to look at. I'll also pass it over to Senator George Cabrera, who was interested in moving this topic forward, in case he had to add
Thank
anything.
you, Madam Chair. Yeah, this is unfortunately happening all over the country. There was a huge article which I can share with the committee in the New Yorker that did an expose on this practice, and unfortunately there's lots of abuse. So I don't know quite exactly what we're talking about. As the chair has mentioned, it's something I think we should explore.
Any other discussion?
Sorry, Madam Chair, but I guess just and maybe the senator can clarify it. I understand how it's a cost driver. However, whether that falls under insurance, that was my question, how it falls under insurance per se, or whether our purview is expanded beyond insurance in and of itself. And I understand you mentioned earlier that it could go to other committees, but I just was wondering if there was a direct correlation that maybe somebody could explain.
Yeah, that's a very good question, right? Yeah, so the vast majority of folks who enter hospice care get paid by insurance companies. Mostly it's Medicare a lot, but there are also insurance companies that end up picking up the bill. There have been a number of pretty significant lawsuits regarding abuse of the program, putting people in hospice who perhaps shouldn't be there, and also questions about what they're charging. There seems to be not enough transparency and regulation over what these LLCs that are popping up in private equity that's popping up to manage the hospice companies.
Okay, thank you.
And just to add to the discussion, we would want to be looking at it from the insurance lens. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Any abstention?
Support be it reduces general fund revenue volatility.
Number 22, an act concerning insurance oversight. Do we have a motion?
Motion raised.
A second?
Seconded.
Thanks, Charlotte. And then
Any
last,
discussion?
budget and financial analysis division. which
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Chair state
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Number 23, an act concerning the regulation of insurance in the state. Do we have a motion?
Raised.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Right.
Any discussion?
Benefit accounts.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Categories.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Salaries.
Any abstention?
Retirement benefits and
Number 4 on the agenda is the
I'm
announcement.
sorry, Representative Wood.
Yeah.
We're going to need a motion to remove item number 13 from the agenda.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
No.
And any abstention? Okay, the next item on the agenda is item number 4, announcement of the next meeting. So at 9 a.m. on the 17th, we have our certificate of need presentation. Also on the 17th at noon, we have a joint housing, planning and development and insurance and real estate economic forum from noon to 1:30. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, the 19th at 9 a.m. And we will not adjourn. We will hold votes open for the next hour for anyone that could not participate in these votes. So that's it. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Madam Chair. Welcome to the world of Zoom.
Justin,